The bell above the cafe door rang the same way it always did. Light, harmless, lying. I stood there with a small cardboard box in my hands, the label still warm from the printer. Her name on it. Our last name. That should have meant something. Behind the counter, she didn't see me at first. She was laughing. Not the polite smile she saved for customers, not the tired curve she brought home at night. This laugh was loose, intimate, practiced in private. A man leaned close to her, too close. His hand brushed her wrist like it belonged there, like it had done that before. Time didn't stop. It narrowed. I watched the moment stretch thin, fragile, one breath away from breaking. My pulse slowed. That scared me more than the sight itself. She finally looked up. Our eyes met. Something flickered across her face. Recognition, then fear, then calculation. The laugh died mid-air. The man stepped back, suddenly aware of gravity. I didn't move, didn't speak. I just held the package between us like an offering, or a warning. In that instant, I knew. Not emotionally, not dramatically, clinically. Something had been living in my marriage that wasn't me. I left the box on the counter and walked out before she could say my name. I didn't need explanations yet. Explanations are for people still hoping to be wrong. On the drive home, my mind began sorting memories like evidence. Late nights blamed on inventory. The phone tilted away from me at dinner. The way she showered immediately after work, like she needed to wash something off. I had felt it before, that quiet displacement, like I'd been edited out of my own life without consent. At home, I sat in the dark and replayed the cafe scene frame by frame. Her body language, the ease, the absence of guilt until I appeared. This wasn't a mistake. Mistakes panic faster. This was a routine. I didn't confront her when she came home. I listened to her talk about espresso machines and supplier delays. I nodded in the right places. I kissed her cheek. Inside, something detached. I realized then that betrayal doesn't explode. It crystallizes. And once it does, everything becomes sharp. I became observant, methodical. I checked phone records, not messages, just patterns. Calls that repeated, numbers saved under fake names, a rhythm that matched her work schedule too well to be coincidence. I visited the cafe at different hours, sat where I could see the back room reflected in the steel of the espresso machine, watched him arrive like he belonged. I learned his name without asking, learned he was helping with marketing, learned how often his car was parked behind the building after closing. At home, I stayed calm, predictable, safe. She grew careless. That's the thing about lies. They require energy. When the liar thinks the job is done, the structure weakens. One night, she fell asleep with her phone unlocked beside her. I didn't scroll. I didn't read messages. I opened the photo gallery. People document what they value. I found proof there. Reflections in mirrors, shadows of two bodies where there should have been one. Her smile, unguarded, shameless. I closed the phone and placed it back exactly where it had been. My hands didn't shake. That's when I knew I was no longer reacting. I was preparing. The final confirmation came quietly. A receipt. A joint bank transfer I didn't authorize. His name embedded in a business expense she'd forgotten to hide. I printed everything. Clean copies. No commentary. That evening, I asked her one question. Who is he? She froze. Not confused, not offended, just caught. Silence stretched. She tried to fill it with excuses, but I slid the papers across the table before she could begin. Her face collapsed as she realized the depth of what I knew, how long I'd been watching, how complete the picture was. She cried, begged, reframed. I listened like a judge already decided. When she reached for me, I stood up. I didn't come here to argue, I said. I came to end this. The words landed heavier than shouting ever could. The fallout was surgical. I withdrew my investment from the cafe, legally, cleanly, reported financial irregularities I had documented, The business partners asked questions she couldn't answer. He disappeared first. Cowards usually do. Then the cafe followed. Permits revoked, accounts frozen, reputation poisoned by truth, not rumor. I didn't gloat, I didn't threaten, I simply stopped protecting her. When she realized what she'd lost, she came to me, not as a wife, but as someone bargaining with ruins. I gave her nothing. Now the cafe is empty, the windows dark, her name scraped off the sign. I feel no triumph, just clarity. Betrayal taught me precision, silence, control. I delivered a package that day. What she didn't know was that it wasn't for her business. It was for the lie she thought I'd never open. And once I did, I left it where it belonged, with her.